Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to another episode of East Coast Formula 1 action. We are here today for round 17 at Circuit of the Americas, better known as Cota. This fantastic track is 5.513 kilometers long, or 3.426 miles for the Americans, with a total of 20 turns. There's quite a few high-speed sections and some slow technical sections. As you can see, a couple cars take off up the hill towards turn 1 to start the qualifying session. We will hop on board. We'll see who hopped out first there. It looks like a Renault. Alright, so it looks like it was Labatt's teammate of Snooker headed first out on track. It is quite gloomy looking out there, so we'll see if we tend to get rain as the session moves along. A few weekends ago there was a GT class race here at Cota that had excessive amounts of rain to the point that the race was black flagged red flagged about 30 laps in, so the possibility is very real. It definitely can happen, so we'll see, as I said, as the session moves along. Currently, it's been a couple years since Cota has hosted a Formula 1 race. Due to COVID, it just didn't make sense for the teams to come stateside for the race. The fastest lap so far is held by actually the last race that we had here in 2019 by Charles Leclerc of Ferrari with a 136.169. So we'll see how the guys stack up against that today as Snooker begins the start of the hot laps for the qualifying session. Pretty good exit there. He's coming into the first quick section of the track here. It's a series of S's. You got to take a lot of curb to really get the most out of the timing here. Currently purple sector 1, but he's the first to start a lap, so that could easily change. Good exit there. Very long straight with DRS. Gonna hop into the Discord here and see if I can get some stats on the Drivers' Championships right now, or the Formula 1 Championships, so to speak. Right now, Red Bull holds a commanding lead in first place in the Constructors' Championship with 520 points. Haas is in second place with 438, an 82-point deficit, so they've definitely got some ground to make up. Hopefully they can do it very shortly here. Racing Point hanging on to third place with 437. Goes down from there. Renault in P4, McLaren P5, Ferrari in 6th, AlphaTauri 7th, Mercedes 8th, Williams in 9th, and Alfa Romeo rounding out the back of the pack. Snooker making... Oh, he did have the fastest lap, and it was quickly changed. Guitar Maniac hanging on with a 132.944 is the time to beat for provisional pole. 134.238 for Unholy Red Eye. Looks like the next car coming across, he is invalidated, so he will have to make another trip around. Snooker's teammate Labatt's also invalidated. Looks like he's got a Haas right behind him. That is the Haas of Hightower as he comes around the final turn onto the pit straight. Good enough for P4 with a 134.998, about 7/10 slower than P3. Next car, another McLaren. An invalidated of Mopawa as he dives into the pits, readjusting the strategy. Looks like we got an AlphaTauri coming around. That is of Raimai. Little squirrely there on the exit, good enough for P5 with a 136.088. He'll be looking to increase that. We got a train of cars coming across right now. Smith Pell with a 133.263. ZGS taken first with a 132.040. Stewart in the Mercedes with a 132.792 taken over second position. Snooker coming around on his next lap. Doesn't improve. He'll head it around the track one more time. Unholy Red Eye about 5/10 faster than his current time. Good enough to bump him up one place with a 133.546. Looks like we've got a Ferrari coming around, but he'll be diving into the pits. We got another Williams coming around. He's on his in lap. He's slowing down quite a bit. And followed by a McLaren of Renan. This looks like he's got a pretty good pace right now. Gets that wing open. Good enough for second place with a 132.367. 3/10 shy of provisional pole. We got the Renault of Labatt's diving into the pits. He'll call his hot lap finished and readjust the strategy. We got the Haas of Hightower coming around. He doesn't improve. I could see another Mercedes there. That will be Stewart's teammate Niru in the black arrow. Coming around turn 20. Getting that wing open. Good enough for third place. Bumps his teammate down a spot with a 132.666. Good enough for P3 at the moment. That was a purple third sector. Looks like we got a Ferrari about to come across the line. That'll be Soy Loco, last race's winner. He invalidated, so he'll start his next lap. Looks like his teammate... Oh no, it was an Alfa Romeo. Kaz invalidated late in his lap, so he'll have to make another trip around in order to set a timed lap, unfortunately. And we got Raimai diving into the pits, followed by the Racing Point of Unholy Red Eye. We got another Haas coming around. That will be the Haas of Jay Kelly. We've seen in previous races, he's got some pretty good pace. So we'll see what he can do in today's race. He'll set his first timed lap. Good enough for P8 at the moment with a 133.678. We got a McLaren coming across the line. Must have invalidated. Oh, sorry, he's in the pits. The next car across will be Hightower, which is on an invalidated lap. So I imagine he'll be either starting another one or he'll be diving into the pits. You can see a Red Bull not far behind. That'll be Monkey Mafia. He did take a race or two off due to an injury. Oh, and I see he commented there. Thanks for the comms, Jeep. Anytime, guys. As long as y'all like him. Alright, so Detail just starting his hot lap for Racing Point. Looks like we get an Alfa Romeo of Kaz invalidated, so he'll start his next hot lap, followed closely by the Ferrari of Soy Loco, also invalidated, so he'll need to take another trip around. Dissection diving into the pits. He won't have a time yet. Does still have time to get out there and set another. So we'll see what he decides to do. We got Niru on his in lap. Next car around is in the fast right-hander Guitar Maniac. He's on his out lap, so he'll be looking to start another. I can see a Haas coming around. Jay Kelly invalidated, so he'll take another lap. Mo Powa sets his first time lap, the 134.664 or 644, sorry, on the medium compound tire. A couple mediums up in there in the soft tire runners, so that just goes to show that they've got pretty good pace. Oh, and Jay Kelly invalidated again. He may not have enough fuel potentially to do another lap. We got a Red Bull coming around. That must be Monkey Mafia. I missed it. Good enough for P4 with a 132.735. Detail goes fourth fastest with a 132.688 for the time being. Smith Pell, his teammate, is about to start his next hot lap, followed closely by an Alfa Romeo. Oh no, looks like we got Stewart just beginning his next hot lap. Caesar looks like he's beginning his first timed lap for Ferrari. We'll hop on board with him for a second as he comes into the fast right-hander and the start of the S's. As I said earlier, you definitely want to take as much curb as you can on those. The curbs are not unforgiving, and it will definitely gain you the most amount of time in that fast S section. Looks like Labatt's just come across the line, I believe. Good enough for P8 with a 133.163. We got another Haas coming across the line. That'll be Hightower just starting his next hot lap. The pair of McLarens are following each other. He's diving into the pits. Renan starting another hot lap. Red Bull diving into the pits. I can see a AlphaTauri. That'll be a Dissection just beginning his next hot lap. Ooh, he's got a bad exit there. But he'll get on the power and see what he can lay down. Coming into turn one. Pretty good exit. That's another one you can take a lot of curb on. Holds a very good line through the quick S's here. Down into 5th, up into 6th. Quick downshift to 4th. Good line through that first sector. As he comes into the hairpin of this DRS section on the back straight. See his rear wing open. Get some extra speed down that long straight section of the track. Coming into another slow left-hander. Alright, as he's coming around the fast section of turns 17 and 18, it's a long right-hander, full throttle. A quick couple downshifts down. Oh, and he goes too wide, unfortunately. He'll have to take another trip around the track. Devastating for AlphaTauri. Hopefully he has enough fuel. Time will tell. We got another Mercedes coming around. He'll cancel that hot lap, dive into the pits. You can see a Ferrari not too far behind him. Of Caesar, he's definitely down on his time, so I imagine this is an in lap, or nope, the beginning of another hot lap. He'll see if he can improve his spot from P11. We've got a Renault coming around, Snooker diving into the pits. We've got an Alfa Romeo of Dan King coming into the third sector of the track. As he comes around turn 13 and 14 into that 15-16 hairpin. That's a hard one to get the power on with that little bit of a dip elevation change in the track. Fast right-hander of 17 and 18 and into that quick left-hander. See what kind of a time he puts down. Bumps up one spot into P16 with a 135.924. Soy Loco goes fastest of the session with a 130.997. A little over a second faster than ZGS of Williams. So right now, Soy Loco taking provisional pole. Only one car left to set a lap, and that's Kaz. He's currently on his out lap. Drivers' Championship is currently held by Smith Pell with only 4 rounds to go, I believe. Roughly. He's hanging on 290 points, followed by Jake Kelly with 274, Detail in P3 with 248, Reenan P4, Monkey Mafia P5, Unholy Red Eye P6, 7th Dissection, Kaz. Raimai is taking 9th place for AlphaTauri. Guitar Maniac in 10th, Stewart in 11th, ISRL Clark in 12th, ZGS in 13th. Dan King with 14th. 15th is Bray Train with 75 points. Niru with 71. Tied with Max Scott Snacks in 17th. 18th is LFR Psycho. 19th is Snooker. 20 Mo Powa. Racer is in 21st. 22nd is CRL Pocket Rocket. 23rd is in 33 points for Hightower. 24th Wang Liquin. 25th Soy Loco. 26th. A couple of these racers only have a couple races under their belts as well, so those points could change drastically in a hurry. Soy Loco, we know, has got good pace from last race. Kaz is just about to finish. Ooh, never mind, he was invalidated, so he'll take another trip around the track, and this will be his final lap, his only chance to bump out of the last place. And I think he is out of fuel. Oh, so unfortunate. He ran out of fuel. He will not be able to set a lap time. Kaz will be starting in 20th position for Alfa Romeo. Soy Loco hanging on to first with a 139.97. Smith Pell goes second fastest for Red Bull with a 131.403. Unholy Red Eye 131.7, good enough for third place. Guitar Maniac in fourth. ZGS is on another outlap. Looks like we got a couple cars that might still be able to get another lap put in here. Stewart just gets across the line in time to set another. Monkey Mafia the same, only 20 seconds to spare. I can see a McLaren of Reenan. Just enough time, 12 seconds to spare for his final hot lap to see if he can't get out of P7 and improve. Stewart jumps up to 7th position. A few racers have done their laps now. Smith Pell dives into the pits. He's done qualifying. Okay. So this is round 3 of the East Coast Formula 1 American Cup. This cup was, these different championships were created by our resident statistician, Raimai, your AlphaTauri driver. He's made individual championships just to spice things up, just to throw a little bit of mix into things. So right now, this would be the 3rd round of the East Coast American Cup, currently led by Alfa Romeo with 35 points, followed by McLaren with 32, Red Bull with 26. So these races include Brazil, Mexico, USA, and Canada. The other 2 we've already done, I believe. We're on round 3. Round 4 will come at a later date. Raimai's got all sorts of info brought up with every driver, so tons of different things to check out. And we are nearly done qualifying. It looks like Stewart is diving into the pits. He'll call her a day. Unholy Red Eye is also diving into the pits, so we're pretty much done with qualifying. I don't think anybody else is on Hot laps right now, looks like everybody's either retired or in the pits. So qualifying's done. We are ready to start the United States Grand Prix here just outside of Austin, Texas. Now it is pretty gloomy, so I'm curious to see what happens with the weather. Soy Loco hanging on to pole position with a 130.997 for Ferrari. Locking out the second row with him is Niru for Mercedes. Jay Kelly in third, Smith Pell in fourth for the second row. Reenan hanging on to fifth for McLaren, Unholy Red Eye in sixth. Seventh goes to Guitar Maniac, eighth ZGS, P9 Monkey Mafia, P10 Stewart, P11 Hightower, P12 Labatt's Blues, 13th goes to Detail, 14th Dissection, 15th Caesar for Ferrari, 16th Mopawa, Snooker in 17th, Dan King in 18th, Raimai in 19th, and Kaz will hang on to round out the grid in 20th place. Unfortunately didn't set a time, but once again he can go for that Driver of the Day challenge, back to front, make up the most positions that he can. Kaz throwing a shout out, good luck drivers, on the stream. And it looks like a bright sunny day here in the Lone Star State. You can see all the pits got their spare wings ready. Hopefully nobody will need them. Lots of fans. Hopefully we can see that soon at the Grand Prix. COVID screwing up all the things we love. Alright, so we got about 30 seconds till the start of the race, or the formation lap, mind you. Everyone getting their final setups ready, picking their tire strategies, figuring out fuel loads, etc. For anyone that's not familiar with Formula One, for quite a while now, just to change things up, just to make it interesting, and to also help with safety, Formula One does not refuel in pit stops anymore. That used to be a thing, but it is now a thing of the past. So the cars will need to have enough fuel in them to complete an entire race. Drivers can adjust that on the fly. Their crew chiefs can give some sorts of data to help them out with that. You can go from a lean mixture to burn less fuel to a rich mixture, which will burn a lot of fuel, give you a little extra power. It can aid in overtaking and things like that. As you can see, the cars come through the S section. Very cool shot there. As they come through that quick left-hander of turn 9 down through turn 10 and up in here to the hairpin of 11. You can see the cars weaving back and forth, getting their tires warmed up. Putting those lateral loads onto the tires will help get some heat into them, make them a little more sticky. You can see a shot of the nice tower in the background there. A staple, a landmark here at Cota. Cars zigging and zagging. You can see a few at the back there. The pack's getting a little split up, but not a huge deal. You can see the majority of the grid there on the left-hand side of your screen. Most of them are on that red tire, the soft compound tire, which is the stickiest, gives you the most grip, but also wears out the fastest. So it's kind of a handoff there. We got a car off track with the back there. Looks like the AlphaTauri of Raimai. Hop on board with him. Not quite sure what happened there. These tires got a lot of debris on them. Oh, we got some drivers. Oh, we got some sort of an issue here. It looks like they're going to be resetting the grid. Everyone is currently leaving the session. Apologize, fans, just another glitch in the Codemasters servers, unfortunately. So we will head out of the session shortly here. You can see everyone's leaving, so we'll just hang on until everybody's gone. And we will head out as they restart the lobby. Just one moment here. Yeah, sorry for the delay, race fans. Just had a slight issue with the servers. We'll hop back in and get racing underway shortly. I'll keep the F1 theme going here just to keep something happening while you guys are waiting.
huge Formula 1 fan. It's fucking crazy.
We got nearly all the drivers back in the lobby, so we should be fired up in not too long here. We had Dissection ask some of the drivers some questions, so I can go over some of that quickly here while we're waiting. It was from a couple weeks ago. He was asking just after the Mexico City Grand Prix how the drivers would grade their race. His second question was asking about the new regulations coming into the 2022 Formula 1 season, what hobbies other drivers have, and whereabouts in the world they are. Monkey said right away his monkey arm failed him. He had an issue with his shoulder, so he was just back to racing and obviously wasn't too comfortable. He's hoping Williams gets a boost from next year's regulations, which does have a huge play on budget. The teams with the higher budgets, the big name teams, the Mercedes, the Red Bull, the Ferrari, they all have very high budgets, so they can do research and development significantly faster and better than some of the lower teams like Williams, whereas Williams used to be the premier team quite a long time ago. So that'll kind of level the playing field and kind of put a budget cap on things to even the playing field. Monkey plays baseball and now coaches, and he's from South Dakota. Hightower gives himself a 75% rating on the Mexico City Grand Prix. Says he should have done a 2-stop. So all things that, in hindsight is 2020, and it all comes down to that strategy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. He's thinking that Ferrari can profit from the changes, but says Mercedes has the heart and determination to profit, which we do know they are a powerhouse. So we'll see what happens with the budgets and the actual car specification changes. Big into Lego, so I mean that can be an expensive hobby. Pretty cool when you see some of that stuff, and he's playing out of Ontario, Canada. Mo Power just says the F Army failed him. He's hoping for McLaren. We just seen today, I believe, or yesterday, that Lando Norris signed a few year contract extension, so he'll be hanging around McLaren for a little while. He's definitely showing some major promise. He's had a couple podiums now. He's showing good pace. He's getting as much as he can out of that McLaren car, doing what he can, so he definitely shows some hope there. He likes to hunt and fish and race go-karts on the dirt. That sounds like a fun time. And he's racing out of Louisiana. NF. He wouldn't have waited so much and wish he didn't get lapped. That's an unfortunate part of racing, especially in Formula 1. He's hoping that Haas can benefit from the regulation changes, which could help. I know that they're always looking for sponsors, which is a major reason. If some people don't know, Formula 1's a major money sport. It takes a ton of money to operate a team. So it's definitely no surprise that Nikita Mazepin got a spot with Haas, and they are the title sponsor. Money is key, and money helps you stick around in Formula 1. He likes to race go-karts, and he's racing out of Texas, which is where we're racing tonight, so good for NF there. Detail of Racing Point. He is... thinking he should have did a different setup. The wet rain messed things up, so that was unfortunate for sure. He's thinking Red Bull and McLaren, Mercedes may slip. He likes playing basketball, and he's also racing out of Ontario, Canada. So that's just a few of the drivers. A little bit of insight into them. We'll quickly go on to our, like I said, our resident statistician, Raimai, the main guy. Grades himself a C. He was having trouble with the second sector of the track. Managed the rain okay, but just couldn't quite hang on to it. He's hoping that all the regulations help tighten up the grid, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Some of the back runners might be nice to see them closer to the front of the grid. He's got a band, writes songs. Music is always good. And he is racing out of Vermont. So that'll wrap up a quick little insight into the drivers here of the East Coast Formula 1 series. I'll try and touch on that in later commentary. Right now, we're back at the track, back here at Circuit of the Americas. Everyone's reloading in, doing their setups, making sure they got the right tires. And we'll get ready for some race action once again. Looks like everyone's just taking their time, making sure they got the right stuff put on their car here, the right setups, right tires. Just kind of a pain from having to reset the lobbies, but just what happens when you got a game online. There's your predicted pit stop strategies, brought to you by Amazon Web Services. Soft to medium, 1 stop. Soft, medium for a 2 stop. Anything can change with a safety car, obviously. That always mixes things up. We'll see if that happens. Hopefully we don't get a safety car, but anything can happen. As the cars once again come through the S's there of Sector 1. Getting some heat into the tires. Just letting the cars go. They're heading down that back DRS straight. Everyone will be, like I said, trying to get some heat into those tires prior to getting back on the grid here. On board with the lead car, Soy Loco. As we head through the grid, Niru locking out the second row. Jay Kelly for Haas taking third. Smith Pell in fourth. Greenan P5. Unholy Red Eye P6. Guitar Maniac P7. His teammate right behind him, ZGS, in P8, locking out that fourth row. And round out the top 10, we got Monkey Mafia and Stewart. Hightower in 11th, Labatt's Blues P12, Detail P13, Dissection in 14th, 15th for Caesar in the Ferrari. Mo Powa takes 16th, Snooker for Renault takes 17th, P18 goes to Dan King in the Alfa Romeo. Raimai taking P19, and Kaz rounding out the grid in P20 for Alfa Romeo. Now all we can do is hope that this one does better than the last. Quick little wing shot there from the Ferrari. As the grid is forming up, everyone getting to their spots, getting ready for those 5 red lights to go out. Alright, here we go. Grid is set. Just waiting. 2, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go. The US Grand Prix is underway. Wheel spin, weaving back and forth. We'll head back through the grid, see if there's any contact. 3 wide into turn 1. We got almost a spin from the Red Bull. A couple cars going wide, but it looks like everyone's got their wings intact. We got some position changes as we go through that fast S section. We got a Guitar Maniac. Oh, I didn't see what happened to Guitar there. Oh, he spun and hit the wall. We do have a virtual safety car just at the beginning of lap 1 here in the US Grand Prix. Majorly unfortunate for Williams. That is less points for them today, unfortunately. The cars are under a delta time, so they will need to go a certain speed while they get that car moved off the track. Luckily it was far enough off, so it shouldn't be too long before their green flags are waved. Pack's pretty closed up here as we get ready for the restart. There is no overtaking under the safety car as well, or virtual safety car. I believe we're still under virtual safety car. Green flags, we're back racing. As everyone goes single file through turn 1 here and down into that quick S section. Looks like we got a Ferrari boxing already of Caesar. We got a couple cars in there right now. Yeah, the grid's getting mixed up a little bit here. Caesar's getting a brand new front wing and a brand new set of softs. There's got to be an issue here with Monkey Mafia. Oh, there was a major glitch there. I don't know what his car was doing. I think he's okay now. Brand new... Wow, yeah, we've got some serious issues here. My apologies, everyone. I'll just hop down here at what I know is the front of the pack. Jay Kelly following the leader, Soy Loco, quickly. Jake Kelly, he's got some good points for Haas. A little bit of a slide there as they come into that fast right-hander. Nice clear day here in Austin, Texas. As I believe we just started the third lap in the US Grand Prix as they come through turns 3, 4, 5, and 6. That fast S section. It's a fun part of the track, especially if a guy nails it just right. Start filing through, going back through the pack here. You see some close battles as we're still near the start of the race here. Detail in the Racing Point chasing the Haas of Hightower. We'll keep an eye on these. Oh, Nero makes a pass down the inside of Jake Kelly. Jake Kelly's not ready to give it up though, gets a bit of a back end slide. We'll stick on board with these guys as the black arrow starts to pull away a little bit from that Haas. Coming around turn 20 onto the pit straight. We do still have some sort of issue with the grid here, as it says Nero is leading and Monkey Mafia and Soy Loco were out of place there. It said Soy Loco just set the fastest lap, which isn't making a whole bunch of sense. We do definitely still have some issues here, but we'll try and hope that that gets rectified as the race goes along, because I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that Soy Loco is in first place. As cars are kind of jumping around the order here. Jake Kelly late on the brakes as they go through that hairpin of turn 12 into turn 13 and 14. Once again, a tricky part of the track here with that bit of a dip. As you can see, the car gets a little unsettled. Smith Pell followed not far behind by Stewart and the other black arrow. It's hard to kind of follow what's happening here as the grid is having a hard time changing around and such. Cruise on back up here to the front. Nero's opening up the gap just slightly on Jake Kelly. Oh, as Jake Kelly exceeds track limits one too many times, gets a 3-second time penalty first of the session. Smith Pell is battling with Unholy Red Eye. He wants that spot from him. And he gets him. Forces him wide and gets the DRS to try and pull away. Unholy Red Eye used up all of his ERS. You can see that orange bar on the steering wheel of the car. Oh! And Stewart dives on him there. Bit of a late break. It was some lockup, so he might have missed his braking point. But Unholy Red Eye wants that spot back. Car gets a little unsettled there. I didn't even notice that Stewart was coming up on him. Gaps are opening up a little bit on the track here. I have a feeling that some of these times are not correct. Fairly certain that Kaz is not over a lap down. So it's pretty difficult to get this figured out here. Dan King exceeds track limits, gets a 3-second time penalty as well. We'll jump back up here in this first-second battle here. Jake Kelly still hunting down first place from Niru. Not giving up in the Haas. He'll have DRS down this back straight. As you can see, Soy Loco kind of running away with it. Nice shot from the rear. As you can see the actuator open up that rear wing to get him a little bit more speed as he tries to catch up to Niru, close that gap a little bit. On the brakes into the hairpin. Good exit. Niru's doing a good job of holding him off. Smith Pell hunting him down as well. He's just enough ahead of Stewart to keep him out of DRS range. Looks like Unholy Red Eye is hunting down Stewart after that pass. He wants that position back. Raimai with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. So you got a few penalties on the grid there now. Labatt's hanging on to P9 for Renault. P10 Hightower in the Haas, Jay Kelly's teammate. Looks like we got an AlphaTauri down here, dissection. Passed by Monkey Mafia. I believe he got a blue flag potentially. Yeah, I think unfortunately the race is definitely still messing up. Yeah, it's hard to say what's... Oh, we got a battle here. Jay Kelly is trying to get ahead of Niru. Wheel to wheel. What's going to happen here? Coming into that heavy braking zone, Jay Kelly takes the inside line. Makes the stick a bit of a slip there. Niru can't get around him. Jay Kelly will take second place from Niru for the time being. Jay Kelly won't have DRS heading into the pit straight. Caesar gets a 3-second time penalty. I don't know if we got a bit of a DRS train happening here. Is he going to catch him into turn 1? He's got ERS on. Jay Kelly goes for a block as they go side by side through turn 1. Jay Kelly, slips and hits the front of the Mercedes. Allows Smith Pell to get by. One of the byproducts of on-track battles is that potential for contact. We're doing what we can here in a lobby plagued by errors. Right now, as far as I know, Soy Loco is the current race leader. Currently shows him in P19, a lap down. Makes absolutely no sense, but we'll continue on as we are. Smith Pell hunting down the second place car of Jake Kelly. Unholy Red Eye only 4/10 back of Niru, with Stewart hot on his tail. I missed that as well, my apologies. It looks like Unholy Red Eye took that position back that Smith Pell snagged on him earlier a couple laps. As we head further back through the field here, Reenan's hanging on a P6 from McLaren and ZGS in 7th. for Williams. His teammate Guitar Maniac crashed out on lap 1 in the S section. We got the Racing Point of Unholy Red Eye in the pits, ready for a brand new set of yellow wall medium compound Pirelli slick tires. So he'll be looking to stretch those for a while. The one stop did allow for soft to medium, so we'll see if those tires can last another 20 laps or not. As he comes out right behind Hightower, which would be in P10 technically. Labatt's Blues takes a 3-second time penalty for Renault. Looks like we got a close battle up here. Smith Pell side by side with the Haas. He does have DRS, so that made the pass easy for him. Gains an extra about 30 kilometers an hour roughly as he comes into that heavy braking hairpin. Jay Kelly followed closely by Niru and his teammate Stewart in the black arrows. Makes the pass stick. Taking over second position. Bit of a lock up there. It is an easy one to lock up. Coming through the quick right-handers of 17, 18, and into turn 19, a fast left-hander. You got to take as much curb as you can and go wide on the exit. Down into second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth as he crosses the line. Opens up a pretty good gap on Smith Pell. Or, my apologies, on Jay Kelly. We're on board with Smith Pell and the Red Bull. Soy Loco's got a pretty good gap opened up there on second place. He's running away, which definitely helps out Ferrari if he can hang on to his pace. We'll head back and check out some other ones here. ZGS was in the pits, comes out with a brand new set of mediums, loses a few places as to be expected. Those drivers ahead have not pitted yet, and they will need to very soon. I'm assuming those softs are nearing the end of their life. Yeah, it currently shows Kaz down a lap. I don't think that's proper. Hopefully it won't screw with things too much. I mean, positions are as they are. Soy Loco is currently in first, so that'll kind of flop the grid around a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I believe the deltas are correct. It believes they are. If we look at the track map, I think the deltas are proper. And I missed it. ZGS makes a pass on Hightower, taking over 11th position, or 10th position, sorry, from the Haas. Moving Williams up into the top 10. Constant yellow flags, which are not normally happening. We got 3 cars in the pits at the moment. The top 3 are still going, unless Soy Loco did pit. Sorry fans, it's hard to tell what's happening right now in the race. A lot of position changes at the moment. Wheel to wheel, oh, and he goes wide. They make contact into turn 1. As Stewart comes out of the pits with ZGS. Kaz is pretty close here to Snooker. Snooker pushing those softs to the very end of their lifespan. Monkey Mafia down in 17th position. Oh, as they touch! It appeared that he was ghosted though. Another issue with the lobby, I'm assuming. It is very hard to tell where everybody is at the moment. Smith Pell. As you can see, Ferrari was going backwards in the pits. I don't know who just came out of the pits there for Ferrari. Got an extremely plagued lobby here right now. I don't know if Detail is currently leading the race or not. Soy Loco may be coming up on back markers. Dissection gets a 3-second time penalty exceeding track limits. Detail a bit of a lockup there in the racing point. Followed closely by what I think is the race leader of Soy Loco. Monkey Mafia going backwards in the pits. His tires haven't changed, but he does have a brand new wing. That pit strategy is open now for some of the guys that have not pitted on those soft tires. Those front runners are on their original mediums. Labatt's not too far behind Detail there. Smith Pell hanging on to what I believe is 4th place. Tons of penalties plaguing the plaguing the grid right now. It says Smith Pell's on a brand new set of mediums, so I don't know if that's correct or not. We've got Unholy Red Eye closing in on Jay Kelly. Jay Kelly trying to break that slipstream as Niru has DRS on him as well. You can see the black arrow zooming by into the hard braking section. Almost gets into the back of Jay Kelly. The Racing Point can't fight back just yet. Almost gets into the back of him. As they come into it at the other hairpin. We'll stick on board for the battles. I can't confirm the positions of the cars at the moment. I'll hop on board with Niru as Jake Kelly gets the pass done, but he exceeds track limits. Bumping his racing, as they say. A little bit of contact between the Haas and the Black Arrow Mercedes. Oh! As Labatt spins out, doesn't completely wreck his car, but he is missing some portions of the wing. He'll lose a few positions and he will have a slow lap to get back to the pits there. Niru and Jake Kelly battling it out, but Niru gets the DRS, gets the pass done. Unholy Red Eye nearly coming into the back of Jake Kelly there. Quite a few on-track battles here as ZGS gets by Reenan of McLaren. Sticks the pass. Gets that done, no problem. Looks like Labatt's dives into the pits. He's ready to get a brand new wing. Get some new tires onto the Renault. We got another battle here. Dan King and Mo Powa as the Alfa Romeo goes by. Niru getting a 3-second time penalty. And it looks like Dan King will hang on to his position. Hightower snagging a 3-second time penalty for Haas. Dan King's trying to run away from Mo Power here, trying to keep him out of that DRS range. I do believe the Ferrari of Soy Loco is still leading the race. We've went probably 3 more laps or so on the track, but his tires only went up 1. So I don't know how it's actually working on car, but we'll see. Smith Powell should be hanging on to 2nd place at the moment. Detail a little over a second behind him, so I don't believe he will be within DRS range. Niru may catch him on the pit straight in that Mercedes. Let's see if the black Mercedes can catch the pink Mercedes. Looks like Detail got a good run on out of turn 20, so he won't be able to catch him just yet. But if he can keep, ooh, bit of a corner cut there. Probably a warning from the marshals. If Niru can keep that gap down, he may be able to catch him down this back DRS straight. It does have some distance to it, so you can get a good run on a car as you head into that heavy braking zone. Niru's hanging on his gearbox here. I have a feeling this pass won't be too hard for him as we look on the rearward camera on the racing point as Niru blows by him with what appears to be ease. Monkey Mafia getting a quarter cutting penalty. Detail goes pretty wide, bit of a lockup as Niru runs away with 3rd place. Unholy Red Eye is closing in on Jake Kelly in the Haas. He wants that position. He's not going to go down without a fight. I imagine we should see them getting pretty close on this battle here very shortly. Unholy Red Eye is within DRS range of that lead car ahead of him. So he'll be able to close that gap a bit here down the pit straight. You can see him getting closer already as they head up the hill. Won't get it done there. His teammate Detail in the pits for a brand new set of soft tires. Looking to make up some time here. Does have 11 laps. He may be able to stretch those till the end. Reenan snagging a 3-second time penalty for McLaren. Jake Kelly did open that gap up on Holy Red Eye. Lost some time in that first sector. Labatt's is trying to make up a position here on the Haas. And he does. He goes around the outside of Hightower and takes the position from him as Hightower was coming out of the pits. He may be able to catch him. Oh, they are on fairly equally worn soft tires. Labatt's may have enough pace to stay ahead of him. As we head further down the grid here, Mo Power in the McLaren, not far behind Raimai. I believe that was him. Yep, as he dives into the pits for a brand new set of tires. He is on the hards, which say they're only 10 laps old. Oh, he's getting a brand new front wing. He was missing some carbon fiber there on the front. So he's got a brand new set of softs on there. He was looking to push those till the end of the race. As it looks like Raimai's got 11 lap old softs, so I don't know if he's looking to do a 2-stop by the looks of it. Soft, medium. Imagine he'd be looking to get those off there right away. Unholy Red Eye coming through the S sections here in the racing point. Down into 6th. Quick double downshift. Slow right-hander, and then get on the power here through the sweeping lefts. Coming into the hairpin before the back DRS straight. I think he's just close enough to get DRS here on Jake Kelly. Bit of a slip there. That allows Jake Kelly to head away a little bit. He does get that DRS, so he'll be able to close the gap ever so slightly. Wheel to wheel here, bit of a cut from Kaz. But he stays ahead of the Renault. Kaz has slightly newer tires. Must have just been coming out of the pits there. Trying to take that inside line. Does pull away a little bit on Snooker. Like I said, we'll see just how this plays out here at the end of the race. Definitely some issues with the grid. Hopefully we can get it figured out properly. We got Unholy Red Eye in the pit as Renan and a couple other drivers make up places on him. His teammate Detail will pass him just as he's about to exit the pits here. He's got a brand new set of softs, so he'll have some decent pace for the closing laps of the United States Grand Prix. Nothing too close on track at the moment. As I said, it's hard to say where everybody actually is. If the grid is even remotely correct, Mo Pawa is a lap down on his teammate leading him there, Renan. Once again, I don't know. If it's right, Raimai's hanging on to 18th place for AlphaTauri. If you're new joining us here, the league is set up to give every driver a chance at some points for their individual drivers' standings and their team's constructors' standings. The teams obviously start, or the points start highest at the top, and they dwindle as they get lower and lower, but every driver that finishes the race will have points, which is a nice feeling. That if you're outside the regular top 10, you'll still have something to look forward to once the standings get updated after race day. Only one retirement so far. Guitar Maniac in the Williams had a crash early on in the race. Currently says Raimai is in the pits, and he clearly is not in the pits. Pretty much every driver on the grid right now has a penalty, except for what by the looks of it is Smith Pell in the Red Bull and ZGS in the Williams. So that could definitely play a factor here. Bit of a slip there from Raimai as he heads into turn 20 on the pit straight. Soy Loco with a 3-second time penalty, which brings him up to 6 seconds. If I hop on board with Smith Pell, he is probably based on the looks of the track here, is within that 6-second gap with Soy Loco ahead of him. So that could hand him the first step of the podium. Unholy Red Eye setting the fastest lap of the session so far with a 1:33.935. Jay Kelly snags a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. He's up to a grand total of 9 at the moment. So that'll definitely hurt his final position at the end of the race. The gaps are pretty open at the moment. Reenan's got a pretty close gap on the Mercedes ahead of him. It'll be enough for DRS here down the back straight. Raimai snags a 3-second time penalty in the AlphaTauri. Stewart with a lockup, Reenan with a lockup. Those medium tires starting to show their age a little bit. Losing some grip into those heavy braking zones. ZGS followed closely by Detail. Detail is on the quicker tire here. ZGS is on the mediums. Detail's on the softs. That grip will definitely help him here. He's closing that gap, as you can see. He is getting closer, and he's going to have DRS here. Is he going to be able to make a pass headed up into turn 1? We'll hop on board with him. He's got the ERS on, DRS wing open. As they go side by side here into turn 1. ZGS goes wide, but he's not giving up. He's got a good exit, but oh, Detail is able to put the power down and make the pass. He hangs onto a good line. ZGS goes wide. That'll loosen some major time and open up that gap. As Detail's trying to get without or outside of DRS range, sorry, and I think he did. Just in the nick of time, you can see that he passed the line there. And ZGS should not have DRS here, which could make an easy pass here for Unholy Red Eye. As he takes the inside line, which will turn into the outside line, I guess. On the brakes. And the 2 racing points get it done. Hanging on to P7 and P8. Caesar gets a 3-second time penalty for Ferrari. I unfortunately missed that pass. My apologies. Dan King must have took the position in turn 1. Mopawa is headed by Jake Kelly. So I'm thinking that Mopawa is a back marker just by track position alone, but I don't know if Kaz is actually a lap down or not. I'm pretty sure Raimai is not 5 laps down, but I could be wrong. Monkey Mafia and Soy Loco are definitely not a lap down because I did not see anybody pass Soy Loco. Smith Pell still in the chase for first position. Reenan starting to close that gap a little bit here on Stewart. He's showing some good pace. They're pretty close there on those 11 lap old medium tires. 5 or 4.5 laps remaining here at Cota, Circuit of the Americas. It's a nice sunny day, good race action. as we get a nice low view here from the McLaren as they head up into turn 1. Bit of a lockup, you can hear the tire there. Those carbon fiber wings, ever so important to those Formula 1 machines. Constant yellow flags throughout this session. We've got a bit of a bug here, but shouldn't be too crazy. Looks like Caesar and Dan King are battling side by side. Bit of contact there. Some good wheel-to-wheel action here between Ferrari and Alfa Romeo. Caesar goes a bit deep there. Oh, I think he got into the back of him there. Caesar hangs onto the spot though. And Soy Loco is lapping him, as he nearly is coming up on the back of his teammate as well. Smith Pell getting a little bit closer, I think, to the Ferrari frontrunner of Soy Loco. As we hop on board here with Monkey Mafia in the Red Bull, pushing the car as hard as he can to get through the end of the race. We got Niru in the pits. He's got going for a brand new set of mediums. Must have been out of softs, unfortunately, because that's a late pit with only 4 laps remaining. Labatt's Blues takes a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. As my apologies, Caesar gets DRS because he was close enough to the car ahead, which was the front runner of the race. You can see they ghost through each other here. Smith Pell very, very close to Soy Loco. A little bit closer than he was before. It's one reason that we use ghosting in these leagues. Back markers are generally supposed to be out of the racing line and let cars go ahead. So it's kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing, but that's the best that we can do here in these leagues. Jake Kelly closing in on the back marker of Raimai, I believe. Yeah, as they go through turn 1 here. Jake Kelly gets the pass done. Gaps are opened up down the track. Looks like Labatt's is cruising, getting close here to Kaz. He does have newer tires, so he should be able to get a grip advantage as he gets DRS. He's got ERS's electrical energy deployed and gets the pass done into turn 1. Heavy lockup, but he sticks it as they head through into the S section of the first sector. Takes a good line, opens up that gap a little bit to Kaz. I think Kaz is close enough. Oh, Labatt's just takes a penalty. Getting a little too much curb there. Dan King getting a penalty as well. Kaz's teammate in Alfa Romeo. Looks like Unholy Red Eye here is getting pretty close to Stewart in the Mercedes. So he will have... Oh, as he dives him there a little bit. He must have missed his braking section. Oh no. As they make contact, Stewart got the better end of that deal. Unholy Red Eye spins. He probably heats up the tires a little bit. Unfortunate for Racing Point as they start their penultimate lap. Hop back up here with Smith Pell and see just how close he is. He's coming up on Soy Loco here, and I believe that's the lead of the race. I believe Smith Pell currently holds on to first position here in the penultimate lap of the United States Grand Prix. Now, can he hang on? If he can't open this gap, Soy Loco will get a run on him into turn 1, which will be the final lap. We could see a very good battle here. We may have to stick on board with these two cars at the front of the grid. As they come down the pit straight to start the final lap here at Circuit of the Americas. Looks like Soy Loco didn't get as good of an exit. So if Smith Pell can really put the power down here, this could seriously help him. And it'll majorly open up his gap on the standings here. He's pushing the Red Bull to the absolute limit. I think Soy Loco might be outside of DRS range. We'll take a look back, see if that wing opens. It does not, so Smith Pell, I believe, is cruising along to the potential. I'm not even going to say it, I don't want to give a commentator's curse here. Bit of a lockup into the hairpin. Those tires are nearing the end of their life. Heavy lockup all the way through that braking zone. As we head through the fast right-hander of 14, 15, and 16, 17. He's coming around the final corner. And the fireworks go. Smith Pell is the winner of the United States Grand Prix as he passed Soy Loco in the second last lap. Fantastic racing here as Jake Kelly will come home in third. Oh, no way! Renan passed him right at the line. He's fallen down due to penalties. Hightower will come home in 9th place for Haas, sorry. Labatt's Blues will take 10th for Renault ZGS, followed closely behind. Labatt's has serious penalties though, so ZGS will make that up on him. Kaz may also do the same potentially. He does not. And the remainder of the drivers will finish out their final laps here. If I got the grid proper, I believe Smith Pell takes the win with Soy Loco in second and Renan taking the third step of the podium. A crazy race plagued by issues and such. Even after the restart. Not quite sure if I'm correct. I'll see if I can't get A couple drivers in here for some interviews. Sorry. Just trying to get everything figured out here. As some drivers are still finishing out their race. And there it goes. The session time's out. Didn't see driver of the day, sorry. As Smith Pell takes first. You can see a McLaren and Mercedes there on the podium. I believe Smith Pell takes first place. And Reenan takes third with Soy Loco in first. All the way down the grid there. As I said, it's hard to say exactly what happened. But I believe it's in order there. Stewart taking 4th, Detail 5th, Jay Kelly 6th, Niru taking 7th position, Unholy Red Eye for Racing Point taking 8th, Hightower in 9th, ZGS in 10th, Labatt's Blues taking 11th for Renault, Kaz in the Alfa Romeo in P12, P13 goes to Dissection in the AlphaTauri, P13 for Snooker, P14, P15 for Caesar, 16 for Mopawa in the McLaren. P17 goes to Dan King. P18 to Raimai. And P20 goes to Monkey Mafia in the Red Bull to round out the grid. I'll see if I can't get some guys in here. I'll be able to hopefully verify that with these guys. Alright, well, we're joined with Smith Pell, the Red Bull driver. I'm just trying to confirm something here. Did you take first place in the race?
Yeah, that was a little messy, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I assumed I had it right. The grid was extremely messed up there throughout the entire race, but...
Yeah, I don't know what happened. So when we were coming around, I don't know, second to last corner, after that safety car, the virtual safety car restart, in the first lap, there was a yellow flag. Like a yellow flag came back in for Sector 3 for like no reason. And then it jumped the front 4, which at the time were like Kelly, Niru, Unholy, and me, I think. That was the 4. And it jumped us up a place, and then it had him listed as being like last.
Yeah.
And so the whole time I could see him up the road for like the whole race, and the whole time he was just put in as last place. So I'm not really, sure what the hell was going on there. But I'm not sure, and I'm not sure if it happened anywhere else down the grid or not, or if that was the only one. But
I think now that I I see the final results. I do think that was the last one. It showed that Kaz was down a lap, which I do believe that was actually proper after the fact. Now that I seen it.
Gotcha.
But guys were swapping all over the place, and cars looked like they were driving backwards into the pit lane, and
Yeah, I had that once. I was in my pit box and I could see a Ferrari driving backwards towards me, and I'm like, what the hell's going on?
it was definitely a mess. But I mean, not to take away from it, but you hung on and battled all the way through and managed to snag first place on the second last lap of the race. So how was that? How was pushing the entire time?
Yeah, it was good. I thought at the end of the first stint, I just kind of bumped off a little bit at the start, just a racing incident or whatever, and so I lost a place early, and right from there I could just kind of tell I had the pace, and it was just all about tires. So I kind of sat back a little bit, waited for the guys in front for their tires to fall off a bit, and then at the end of the first stint I noticed that I had a lot more pace, and so the second stint was the same thing. I think I couldn't tell, it didn't have the delta up, but or the time thing for the leaderboard, but
Yeah.
he looked to be about 4 seconds maybe ahead, 3-4 seconds.
That sounds about right. I know at one point I want to say he was about 6 seconds roughly, if I had it figured out proper, but
Yeah, and I could just kind of tell that I was gaining, and I knew for like maybe the first 7 or 8 laps of the second stint of the mediums that I probably wasn't going to get anywhere, that it would be about the same, and then once the tires started to drop off, I thought my tire deg was really good, so then I found like I caught him pretty quick after that.
yeah, most definitely you could see the gap close just as the race went on, so that was very good. So yeah, congrats on another first top step of the podium there. That's another big bump to your point standings, so that'll move you further
thanks.
ahead.
Yeah, I needed it. Kelly was getting pretty close.
Definitely. We're also joined by Reenan. I believe he got third place for McLaren. Does that sound right, Reenan? No, I don't know if he's there.
Shows him is there.
Yeah, he did join, but
Oh, there he is.
There you go.
I just don't know. For me, it was like second, but I just saw on Discord that it might be third. But
Yeah,
I'll take
I
it.
do believe. Soy Loco, with the lobby being glitched as it was at the start of the first race there. The grid kind of jumped around a little bit, but you technically took third, which is still a podium, so fantastic drive. Give us a little bit of a breakdown.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I think I had Stewart in front of me for like 10 laps to the end. And I think my only advantage was really on the ERS because he was just perfect in front of me. You know, he didn't make one mistake, and yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. When we were like 4 laps to the end, I just took the move. Like I was with 80% of ERS, and then yeah, that was it. It was my shot, the only one, and had to be really really smart with the track warnings as well. So the last laps wasn't like that cool. I'm a bit sweat right now.
You saw your window when you took your opportunity and capitalized on it.
Yeah, he was on the main straight. I was pretty behind him, but I had just so much ERS, and his red light was flashing as well. Then that was it.
Yeah, that was a good strategy on your part. I mean, I don't usually see drivers with that much energy stored up that late in the race, so that definitely paid off.
Yeah, thanks. I just try to save the whole race, not just the ERS but the fuel as well. And then on the last laps, I was cool with it. So yeah, it was really fun.
Making a hard push.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. Congrats on your podiums. And to the race fans out there, we will see you next week.